The push to impeach and convict President Donald Trump went forward this week, with Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin named as the manager of the House impeachment effort, even though Donald Trump is now a citizen Trump and is out of office. Ron, when Richard Nixon faced impeachment many, many years ago, his resignation from office ended that effort immediately. Many question the need for a Senate trial, given that Donald Trump is no longer president, and is it fair to try the former president?
Well, the difference right away for me, Richard Nixon was at least willing to accept responsibility for his part in his own demise. Hillary Clinton, during the Benghazi trial, was a citizen at the time the trial was initiated. Donald Trump, from the perspective of many, many citizens in this country, instigated this insurrection that took place on the grounds of the Capitol. Not only did he instigate it, he invited people to come and take back the government that was being stolen from them. The Andy Harrises of the world, the Ted Cruzes, all of the people that have done their part to undermine our democracy should be accountable for their behavior. Donald Trump's bad behavior occurred while he was president. We have laws in this country that allow us to pursue justice even after a lengthy period of time has occurred. Donald Trump shouldn't be excluded. Hillary Clinton wasn't excluded. No one else who was found to be the assailant in a crime 10 years later, depending on the crime, is excluded. Donald Trump is guilty of being not just a bad president, but someone who openly invited trouble on the grounds of the Capitol. And he should answer for that, private citizen or not.
I mean, I understand your point of view, but there is another point of view that says that the challenge that was mounted by President Trump to the elections were all legitimate challenges to questionable election activities, and that was his right. And to complain about whether or not he thought he was fairly treated, I will suggest that Democrats felt, and they campaigned for years, that Hillary Clinton was unjustly treated and cheated out of her winning the election in 2016. So we need to make sure that what we're talking about is comparable and not just rushing to judgment because we don't like the personality of the former president.
And let's look at who's inciting who. 4 years ago, Jamie Raskin was very involved in making sure that a lot of kids in Montgomery County were protesting our new president, newly elected president. And he made the statement that I read in the Sentinel: young people are going to be a very strong counterforce to right-wing reaction in America. He was encouraging young people to protest. And what's different than what President Trump was doing? He was encouraging people to support fair elections. What's wrong with that? If some of the things he said were questionable on how he said it, but he said nothing that deserves an impeachment. This is just, I totally understand Andy Harris's frustration. I think a lot of Americans are behind the way he feels about all of this. It is just totally does not make sense to me why he is being impeached. They're moving the goalpost too. They're changing it from, what he said during the actual day of the, to what he said, for months before that, that led to this event.
Thanks, Laurie. I want to give Ron the opportunity to respond to what we just said.
Look, the Republican caucus has been moving the goalposts to suit their own end throughout the last 4 years. What Donald Trump did, according to Mitch McConnell, was likely an impeachable offense. And we need to investigate whether or not they were. And that's all we're trying to do. Whether or not it'll be successful is something else. But a trial at least needs to be had so that we can have everything out in the public eye for everyone to see so that we can make a proper judgment.
But I will say this, there was no hearing in the House
right
before the vote to impeach was taken. And normally you have a hearing in the House and the opportunity to present the prosecution as well as the defense, and that wasn't done. And if that's the result of the Senate trial, then that's fine. But I think many look at this as a rush to judgment on the right anyway.
And Jamie Raskin has
We got to wrap, Laurie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't mean to cut you off, but we got to go on. Stay tuned for Pardon Shots.